From 5th place to 1st place, from 6th place to 3rd place, from 8th place to 2nd place. That's how the ladies free skate plays out. There's your podium for the 4 Continents Championships this weekend. 5th after the short program, Rika Kahira. She stands tall with a single triple axel, and she's your 2019 4 Continents champion. Elizabeth Tursynbaeva in 2nd place, and Mihara in 3rd place. If you called that podium, you've got to call us, and we'll get you a job here on Bridgestone Ice Desk. Hey, everyone, Nick McCarville here. And wow, what a ladies free skate. And we've got a whole panel of analysts. You guys called that, right? Ashley Wegner, you knew that was going to happen in the ladies free tonight.
I can't lie to you. No, I did not. I think for Rika, that is very on track, very on trend with what we have seen her do before. So I'm not surprised that she was able to top off this event. But the other 2 ladies, I am completely surprised at how this all shook out.
Yeah, blown away tonight by Tursynbaeva and by Mihara. Again, I mentioned they were both outside the top 5 when we started this free skate. And let's go ahead and take a look at those final standings. There they are. Kahira obviously running away with it, really smart in that free skate, hits the opening triple axel, takes out the second one in the combination. Tursynbaeva put up a quad sal. It would have been the first in the ladies senior event worldwide in the history of female figure skating. Doesn't get that, but does get a silver medal here. Mihara in 3rd place. Sakamoto skated last, just could not deliver there in the free skate, and we'll talk about obviously Tanel and Bell. I mean, Mike Weiss, there was some big highs there, obviously, for Kahira, but otherwise didn't necessarily feel like those ladies at the finish line brought their best skating tonight.
Yeah, no, you said you couldn't. I actually did predict
that. Oh, you did call that?
Yeah,
I
did.
Thanks.
I predicted everything
Is that
in
what you
order.
wrote down there?
I actually predicted the totals. I said Kahira's going to get a 221 and win this thing.
You do that, baby.
And you have it written down, right?
Yeah, I have it written down. It's written out right
He's
here.
lying.
No.
Straight up lies right now.
Too good.
No, it wasn't surprising, like we said, that she would come out and skate well, because it's kind of been the way the Grand Prix circuit has gone for her this season. She's missed it in the short, she hits it in the long. What I thought was really the smartest thing that she did was she hit the triple axel initially, and then she decided to do double axel triple toe on the second one, which turns out to be a very smart decision. And, you know, it was good enough for her to win tonight.
And just, Brooke, we'll get to highlights here in a second, but for Brady Tanel and for Mariah Bell, it's disappointing, but a repeat in a sense of what we saw in Detroit in the free skate.
Yeah, absolutely, and they need to figure that out going into Worlds. I mean, they are obviously very disappointed, Brady especially. I mean, she looked really upset with herself, and hopefully they'll have a little bit of a break going home after this event to prep for Worlds, and they'll be able to figure that out. But I will give our girl Ashley some props. The first thing she said this morning when she walked in was, expect all of this to change. You did say that this morning.
I did, yes.
So, but overall, I think that event was almost as bad as the Sochi's men's event.
Yeah, there just wasn't the quality that you would have wanted to see. But Rika Kahira was great, Brooke. And let's go ahead and take a look at the free skate here for the ladies tonight in Anaheim. It was Rika Kahira with this opening triple axel, actually, which is insane, and then just owned the rest of this program.
Well, she was really smart with her approach here. You see, going into this triple axel, it was just so easy for her. This was supposed to be a planned triple axel, triple toe. So as soon as she started off with that triple axel by itself, I knew she was not going to do that second triple axel. She replaced it with a double axel, triple toe, and it was a really smart approach for her because she really just had to go out and get the job done. She did not need that second triple axel today. I mean, the rest of the ladies field really didn't deliver, but I think going into Worlds, it'll be important for her to be able to have all 3 axles there.
Well, I think tonight she was just in a field of her own. I mean,
totally.
I noticed just the speed with which Brooke and I were sitting together and going into that triple X triple toe, just huge speed going into that jump. That late in the program was really impressive. But I think it was one of those nights where she felt that she hit that first triple axel and she knew, and that was literally the only slip that I saw the entire. I was like, finally.
We didn't even notice we didn't see her warm up a triple axel.
Oh,
did
yeah, she did.
She did warm up?
Yeah, she warmed it up. I think that she just looked so comfortable out on the ice. And you were saying she was fast. I was sitting up there with Adam Rapon, and we were way, way above. And just the amount of ice that she covers so quickly, it's really impressive. And I think today, she was one of the few athletes in this event that looked really hungry and feisty. And she got the job done. And the rest of the ladies today, I would say other than Mihara, I mean, and Elizabeth as well, but like honestly, the two Japanese women were the most impressive to me in this event.
Well, that's what I said from the beginning. They're going to have no problem transferring from going from Japan to the United States. They would have no problem with the time change. That's what I've been saying.
Of course.
And they would skate the best. That's what I said.
Brooke, just overall the atmosphere that Kahira was able to produce inside the building, Brooke, I mean, that was a really, really great moment for her.
Yeah, and I think this long program suits her better than her short, and maybe that's why she's had so much more success. No?
No, own it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I just disagree.
Oh, you do?
I love her short.
Really? I couldn't tell.
Ashley's not holding back.
She didn't finish talking.
I think she looks more comfortable in the long. I think she looks more comfortable with the music in the long, and I think that being in her comfort zone allows her to.
Well, and the triple axel's been more consistent there too.
Yeah, and I think that's why. That was my point.
Why do you think go ahead.
No, they're both really great programs, and it's one of the programs, the long programs that I really do enjoy the most this season. I like it. I just really love her short program. I think it's like just so beautiful. But either way, it was just fantastic. Today was great for her.
Well, and it was big for her to bounce back after that 5th place finish in the short program, and it's good that you guys are arguing over which is her better program. That means that she's got two really good programs. It's Kahira that comes out on top, and really we've been talking about what does 4 continents mean. Well, now it means for her a lot of confidence heading into the World Championships. She was hungry tonight. She's your champion. And what about the surprise tonight that was Elizabeth Tursynbaeva? We know this name. She's been around for a while, Ashley, but tonight she tries this quad sal to start the program. This is the quad sal, I think, attempt.
It was so, yes, good for you. Yes.
Thank you.
Quad sal attempt.
Good
it
for
was
her.
actually great. We saw her do one in the warm-up that was just so spot on. She clearly has improved so much. She has changed coaches since last season, I believe, and for her, it's paying off. It's great. I'll be honest, I don't like her skating. I don't enjoy her skating, but watching her put those jumps together and seeing how much she has improved, I feel like if she can get to a point where she's able to now relax with the technical marks, she'll be able to grow with her skating in her program. I just wish she was more present on the ice. But I mean, today, she was one of the few athletes who really delivered, so you can't take that away from her. It was a great night for her.
Well, she really skates like one of those Russian girls that we talk about so much and who are having so much success. Putting in the quad sal, very Russian, right? To try to keep up with them. Her body type, very skinny, small hips. The way her technique, pulling her arms way back behind her. And I mean, that's on trend right now, and they rewarded it tonight.
Mike, what I was most impressed with is first off the quad sal attempt, but then she fell and she fell hard. I mean, I think she mostly or fully rotated that quad sal before the fall, but then to come up and to continue, I mean, she skated really well tonight.
Well, a lot of times we talk about this with the men. When you put a quad into the program, sometimes it can affect the entire program, whether you hit it or not. It takes an emotional and physical drain. And having missed that, she didn't seem to skip a beat. She hopped right back up and continued with the rest of the program and hit all the other elements nicely.
Yeah, she's the first female skater from Kazakhstan to win a 4 continents medal, so congratulations to Tursynbaeva. She was in 8th place after the short program. Mihara jumps all the way up to 3rd place. And really, this was a situation too, Ashley, she wasn't even in the final group, and she was able to deliver. This was one of the best skates, best moments of the night.
She is a sneaky athlete. We're in a big group text, and as soon as she put out this performance, I sent the group a message, and I was like, this is getting onto the podium.
Yes,
and it did, because she's a very reliable athlete. The combination that she made a mistake on in the short program was kind of a surprise to all of us, but she went out today and just ticked off one jump after the next, and everything was such high quality, it pulled her right on through to the podium. It was a great, great, great night for her.
She was the highlight for me tonight, for sure. I don't think I've ever seen someone make a long program look so easy.
Oh, she looked so trained, right?
So easy.
Yeah.
And I think she looked motivated. We talked about this earlier in the week, that she's the one Japanese lady here who's not on the Japanese world team. And so she felt like this was her opportunity to beat one of the other, the other skaters. And she did. She beat Kaori Sakamoto here, and now she has that feather in her cap.
Yeah, and you can see how much it means to her, that big smile, big fist pump, and had a big reaction from the crowd. And that's big for her to finish the season. You would think that's her last big event of the season. And Mihara, she's a former champion here, and she ends up with the bronze medal. It was a disappointing night for the U.S. women, also for Ting Sui, who did not put out the free skate that she wanted, but really for Brady Tennell coming in first place, having the confidence off of that short program. And Brooke, you actually said you felt like she looked tight, that we didn't see sort of the classic Brady that we know, so aggressive, so athletic.
Well, I thought she looked very aggressive, especially with her choreography. I told Mike that it's like doing 100,000 burpees in one program. She never stops moving, like it's nonstop. Every inch of that program, she's putting 100% in. But her jumps looked small to me. Her speed wasn't there. But that combination,
there was a
she
combination,
can do
the
it
let's
so
loop.
well in practice. So I don't know what the strategy will be going back home now that she has some time off from competing, for a few weeks. What do you do? You haven't had that much success with your long yet this season. Do you tweak some things for Worlds when you're having so much success with the short?
Yeah.
I don't know what they do from here. What do you think?
I hope that honestly they go home and rework that long program. The Let's Toe, she was performing the Let's Loop in competition and it was not going well for her. And so she was really smart in her approach to the short. She switched it out for the Let's Toe and she's more comfortable with that. And so honestly going into this event, I'm not entirely sure what she had to gain by trying that Let's Loop. Maybe it was just to see if she could do it before Worlds, but at this point I really hope that she goes home and reworks the program so that it is a Let's Toe. I think she needs to make a long program that is comfortable for her, something that she just can kind of turn her mind off and get the job done, because today, I agree, she looked really tight. It was just stiff.
And that affected her technical mark too. She was under-rotated on multiple jumps, on the triple lutz and the triple toe combination. Both got under, and the triple flip. And that just killed her technical
she only had 2 clean triple jumps in that program.
But at the same time, in order to keep up with the rest of the world, you have to have that high technical content. And it's, how do you say, you know what, no, go water it down a little bit. Stop challenging yourself. I don't think that's Brady. I think she's always going to challenge herself, and I give her props for that also.
You've got to give her props, too, for trying a new triple-triple combination this season. She continues to grow her component mark. This is the year after the Olympics. She was national champion last year. She's giving herself the space to work on things. Maybe she does go back and try that triple lutz, triple toe, but she's working. You can consistently see that she's trying to get better.
Well, she's in a really difficult position, I think, for her. This season, going in as national champion, usually your first title is kind of a surprise. You don't expect it. And then so your second season, also, it's her second season as a senior, and that is the hardest season because you go in your first season and you're just like, I'm going to see what happens. This is kind of fun. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I'm good. And then you have to deliver the next season. So she's already dealing with that pressure. And then I think beyond that, having a couple of the other top U.S. ladies take a step back, now all of the weight of U.S. figure skating is on her shoulders. And you feel that. You definitely sense that. I think that is why we saw her kind of struggle with her consistency this season, because it just, every event means that much more to her. And I think she needs to go home and figure out how to make herself as comfortable as possible because the pressure's on, and both of our U.S. ladies need to deliver at Worlds. We only have 2 spots. They're going after that 3rd spot. They are more than capable of getting it back. I fully believe that they can, but they need to deliver.
And it sounds like you're speaking from experience, and she doesn't need to just work on technical components. There's the mental piece of it. There's the whole approach of, I am now the face of this country's discipline in figure skating.
Right.
That's not just the technical piece.
You have to rework the way that your mind functions in competition because you're not going to be the same athlete anymore. You have different pressures. You have different things going on. You can't just think you're going to be able to go in and feel the same at every competition. She needs to learn how to adjust.
Yeah, well, it will be interesting to see how she readjusts for Worlds next month in Japan. What about for Mariah Bell? It looked like she settled in really well with a double axel, triple toe to start her free skate, but then this is a jump that really hasn't given her much trouble, Ashley.
Yeah. I was shocked at that. I was completely surprised that she went down on that.
I think she
didn't have to go down on that. That's the thing that frustrates me.
Yeah, just there we just wanted to highlight that one jump because it's funny, those different jumps can pop up and become trouble spots for you in the free skate even though you feel like you've got it in your pocket.
Well, it's really just giving away points that are kind of a given. I mean, your loop, when you know you're going into your loop, you're like, that's a given, that's a check mark. And to lose that, you're like, now you're starting to tighten up a little bit more and like, oh my gosh, I missed one, I gave away that, can I make it up someplace else? And then you start getting really tight and over skating things.
The thing about Mariah that's really frustrating, and I mean, I'm sure it's really frustrating for her, we're just watching, but she always seems to make one mistake too many compared to the rest of the group.
Yes.
Even if everyone else is maybe not on their best that night, she makes one extra mistake, and it's just like, just do the triple loop. You would have maybe have been fine. You know, it's just, every time.
Sometimes I think she might be a little bit intimidated by the possibility of success that she absolutely can have. And I just get so frustrated watching her because I want her to do well. I think she has so much to offer. She has the jumps. She has the program. She can make you feel something. And then just when the carrot is being dangled right in front of her face, just one thing goes wrong. And I hope that events like this and seasons like this where she's just like this close to making it make her that much hungrier, so that way she's like, no, I don't want to feel like this. I'm tired of being this close. I mean, you have to snap at a certain point. Yeah,
she wants that carrot. Well, and the thing is,
that was a Michael Weiss joke. Right
that was, it was dangling there for you. You took it. The thing is, too, is I know that it's tough to judge sort of the immediate reaction off of the kiss and cry, but I actually really liked her reaction in this kiss and cry versus in Detroit. I felt like in Detroit she was trying to brush Raph off, and I fell, it didn't matter, it's okay, I performed the best I could. Tonight I felt like she was truly frustrated, disappointed, and not to say she wasn't in Detroit as well, but she wants that carrot, she wants that third spot at Worlds, and she is, as you know, training with her, she's going to do everything she can to help make that happen.
She's so capable, and I think that the way that Raph trains his athletes, she is going to be as physically prepared as she possibly can be. I think it just comes down to whether or not she can handle the potential promise of success, and we don't know if she can quite yet, but I think it's in her. We just have to see her actually get the job done.
And keep giving her the opportunities to figure that out. Not just say, okay, you messed up here, you're out. Keep giving her the opportunities to figure out, because she is the whole package. And if she does, she will be at the top of the podium.
Just to kind of keep things on theme, it was a frustrating night for Ting Sui, the young American who had a really great short program. Mike, 3 falls, triple flip, triple lutz, another triple flip. Just looked exhausted. She went from nationals to the Junior Worlds camp in Ohio and then came here. So you just feel like mentally maybe she was a little bit spent.
Well, it was almost like a mirror image of the national championship. She missed the short program there and skated a great long, and then here she skated a great short and then missed the long, and that's the sign of a young skater. It's like they have all the elements, they have it, they just can't put them both together.
Yeah.
And we talked about this earlier in the week too, about this is only 10 days after the national championships, and as you guys know, when you're getting ready for nationals, that's a big emotional drain. That week is very taxing, and to turn around and have to compete again before Worlds, when and I talked to Mariah about the importance of Worlds, and she said that's really her goal. So it's really hard to get up for this when you know that's your ultimate goal.
Okay, I'm going to ask you all about your moment of the ladies' event. But as you think about that, just curious from your perspective, how much confidence does this give to Rika Kahira going into Worlds, where she is going to want a world title in front of a home crowd?
This establishes her as Japan's top lady, which I think was really huge for her, because she kind of lost that reputation with nationals, losing a title that was presumed to be hers. So for her, she has to be feeling great, and also getting that triple axel out there, especially. You don't want to go into the World Championships with 2 mistakes on your triple axel. So for her, making that mistake in the short but figuring it out in the long, that was really crucial. So now she can go into Worlds knowing, hey, I can do this under pressure. That's really important.
And my mistake here, but we did not talk about Kaori Sakamoto. Skated last, really had the title sort of in front of her, perhaps challenging Kahira for that title, and then pops that double axel. I mean, it felt like it was sort of hers to win.
Yeah, and it was going to be close. I mean, I think if she hit the double axel, she would have been second at least.
Okay.
But yeah, that was surprising, because I love the way she jumps. She's a great jumper. She has huge spring in her legs, and to see her and to watch her really in the kiss and cry afterward was, I mean, she put her, her face.
She was in shock.
And her hands, and she was there for a good 2 minutes afterward, and you realize how important this was to her, and just an unfortunate that one jump cost her a silver medal.
But I disagree with that score entirely. I thought she was so undermarked. I think that you know, she was in the 120s, and
Yep.
that was not a 120 performance. We saw that Brady was also in the 120s, but Brady received downgrades
Yeah.
or under rotations on multiple elements. So I haven't seen her sheet. I don't know where she lost the points, but that definitely means that she was not getting the GOEs that
Yeah, I
I
think
feel
it
like
was the
she.
And
GOE.
normally she does on her jumps. She gets huge GOE on
She
her
did look
jumps.
a little tight to me,
Yeah.
but her jumps are still superior to a lot of the women out there, and I disagree with that score entirely. I think she should have been on the podium.
So disappointment there for Sakamoto, who ends up 4th here. Moments of the ladies event. I'll go ahead and go first. I just thought Tursynbaeva trying that quad sal in
took mine.
sorry, we can agree on something. Trying that quad sal in the free skate. I thought that was awesome. Didn't you think
did
so too,
yeah,
Brooke?
and it was huge and it was great. She's tiny. She's like teeny, teeny, tiny, and that quad saw was absolutely huge. I cannot wait until she lands it, especially once you told us that it would be record-breaking. There's no senior lady that has landed a quad except like every junior has, which is crazy to me. But I mean, that's a whole other discussion for another ice desk. But yeah, that was also my favorite, to be able to see her try that, especially when I didn't know she was going to. Seeing that in the warm-up was really spectacular.
Michael Weiss?
I'd say it was Rika's triple axel. I mean, it was awesome. It had great flow, height, speed. That was my favorite of the event.
Yeah.
I have 3.
Oh, 3, by all means.
It's my
Take
first
it,
time,
take
so
it
I'm
away.
allowed
Yeah,
to change
sure,
the rules.
of course.
Obviously, the quad sal. I think that was so cool, and I think at Worlds, because we saw it, it was perfect in the warm-up. At Worlds, I think she'll be able to nail it, and that'll be really cool. I would definitely have to say Kaori's triple loop, because it just comes out of those fast double threes, and then she does a perfect triple loop. I love that. And then Mariah has this like step thing in
That's
her
my
program.
favorite part of her
It's so
program.
good.
It's so good.
So, I mean, I'll give her credit for that too, because that was beautiful.
You can have, okay, tomorrow, let's go ahead and check out what's happening here on Bridgestone Ice Desk, but also what's happening on the ice. It's the pairs free skate at 2 p.m. What about Kirsten Moore Towers and Michael Marinaro? They're taking a lead into that free skate. That was a surprise today. And then tomorrow night, it's the men's free skate. We've got a lot to look forward to. How will Vincent Joe handle the pressure? We will talk about all of that tomorrow on Bridgestone Ice Desk. For Brooke, for Michael, and for Ashley Wagner, it's a good night from Anaheim. Anaheim, do we have a good day? You guys had fun at the figure skating today? Yes, maybe? I think so. You guys, see you later. See you tomorrow. Good night from 4 continents.